Okay, I'm Pat.
Hi, Pat. I'm Jeffrey.
Yay, Monday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's a rare
It's
Monday
Monday.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Monday. That's right. I was working last night.
Did you make deadline?
Yes. Um. Yes.
But
Technically. Well, things have also been sort of broken up into different pieces. So the that component was made by Monday, but additional things will be finished out this week.
oh, okay.
So,
So it's a multi-step process.
yep. So we made it to like Nice, but we didn't win the war.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing. You got to remember, you fight these things one battle at a time,
Right.
right? You get where you get, you reevaluate, you make your decisions, and press on.
There's always more Nazis to
Yeah,
go. Yeah.
yeah.
Until there's not, and then it's no longer a problem.
You understand my dilemma?
I get your
Yeah,
dilemma. Yeah.
yeah.
So
No, you're right. It was fucking hot out today. I just watched my, this little creep over here is just doing this thing all day where she's like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna treat this like the sauna. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna go cook my stomach outside for about 15 minutes. Come in here, hide out where it's cool, right? And that was her day.
just like splay out on the tile.
No, she would come down there and she would like sit on the couch next to me and she's just gonna like, no, I can do this. Like, it's not a bad day.
Hmm.
Not no.
No, it's definitely hot though. So
Yeah,
I think it's supposed to be cool the next couple of days. But
it
it's
is.
not. It's supposed to rain like a motherfucker on like Thursday or Friday this week. So it's
You
just,
know, I mean,
we're just not getting away from the rain, man. I mean, it rained tonight. So briefly.
well, I mean, it did shave like fucking 14 degrees off,
It
so
did,
I'm
yeah.
not I'm absolutely not going to complain about that. I mean, that being said, it is still almost it's the end of July and we have not this would be the hot streak, like the
This would
worst
totally be
part.
the worst part, yeah.
And
This week, next week,
it's not
yeah.
bad.
Mm-mm.
It's not. So, if it sounds like I am cosmically complaining at all, I'm not, and I don't want the powers that be to hear this and say like, well, still you fucking
Show you fucking
yeah.
hot. Yeah, exactly.
So, that's that. So, who'd you take fishing?
My wife and my kid.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's just a family thing. I keep trying to get my brother to go up there, so but just not coming together. So I was like, fuck it, let's go. So
Well, it is a Monday, right?
it is a Monday, and it was like nothing going on today. So my wife's off on Monday, so
Oh, is she?
yeah,
Oh,
she only works 3 days a week, um, roughly. Yeah, she's kind of part time, but kind of not. So she's really good at like stabbing out boundaries. So
that's got to be a recent thing because that was not her modus operandi for
I'd
many
say that's
years.
been the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was not she was not good at that before. But I'd say the last 2 years. Uh, especially since I got promoted. He's like,
Oh,
all
oh,
right, I
oh.
make lots of money now, so you don't have to work like as much as you want. She's like, good, because I'm not gonna. I said, well, that worked out. Yeah.
I mean, I think there probably is sort of a perspective that changes when you're like, I survived cancer. Fuck you guys.
That is
You know,
definitely, she
it's
definitely has kind of it's like, oh yeah, really, kind of thing. You gonna be here on Monday? You sure about that? So,
I don't even want to be here on
no, I'm
Mondays
not gonna be here on
because if
Monday.
I'm here on Mondays, then I'm not taking this job.
Yeah,
Is really how
yeah.
this works out.
Well, and when she did go back to work for her current firm, she did so on the understanding that she would be able to set her own hours, and they wanted so many billable hours out of her.
When
And
you
she,
do them is up to you.
and that's what she said. She
Yeah.
says, so if I hit this, you'll pay me that. They're like, yeah. And it's like, all right, I'm in.
Would you draft up something to that effect in
She
writing, and I
did
will
do
have you
that in
sign that?
writing this time because she did that with the last firm, but not in writing. It was
Yeah, that was
just
wink and a handshake kind of a
it was shady
kind of
as
an
fuck.
agreement.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So, and I mean, I only knew that guy because So when my wife got back after she was done with chemo, she took probably about, I'd say, 7, 8 months off.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's reasonable.
yeah. And then so then she got back in, but she didn't want to go back to the firm that she was at when she got cancer, even though they offered her a job back. Um, but then just rando, we were taking like my cat to the vet,
Yeah.
and the vet was buddies with this guy that turns out to be no dog. It's way too hot for that. No, no, it's way too hot for that. You need a spray bottle
Lost your
on
mind,
my
dog.
cat.
Why would
Yeah,
you
I
want to do
know.
that right
Yeah.
now?
But anyway, so and then that turned out to be a shit deal because that place wasn't a law firm; it was a family welfare clinic. So
Was it mismanaged?
no, it wasn't mismanaged, but like
Was
so
there nepotism?
yes, I mean in the worst way too. So because let's see, there's the guy who was the brains and basically the talent. Okay, so he was the guy, and he had a specialized law practice that did like he
Was there
was
like wills and trusts and stuff
that
like
was part of
that?
it, but the other part was family law and stuff like that. But he was both a lawyer and a CPA.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay,
I mean
okay.
that's a pretty
He's a
powerful
numbers lawyer.
right. Yeah, he's a math lawyer. Yeah. Ooh.
There are many of them.
No, there aren't.
They're a powerful subgroup.
They can be, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
When you graduate, they give you like a wizard's outfit.
well, you get sorted into the appropriate house,
That's
and then
correct.
you get to
Yeah.
wear the cape for the rest of your life.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
And then they give you a hat and like a saber.
Yeah, I mean, you can't take it on the plane, but yeah,
No, they'll mail it to you.
they'll mail it to
That's
you.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay.
All right.
So, yeah,
Fucking math lawyer. Okay, that's I gotcha. Yeah.
yeah. So he did like a lot of corporate law, but then like his wife was like the boss lady of the firm, and she had, in theory, a doctorate in like homeopathic medicine or something like that.
Well, that's a doctorate in nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always smelled like candles.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm
Oh
not.
my God. Okay.
So
All
anyway,
right.
so she was like the office manager, and then he had a buddy that they were buddies back in the Air Force, and that guy was in charge of the staff. And then that guy's daughter was like another attorney in training. And so after a little while, you figure out, I was like, wait a minute, all you guys are like tied to this guy.
Right.
And my wife is the only one who's an external
I just
hire here.
work here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, she'd come in and people would be, oh, she's like, what the fuck is going on? I've been off for 2 days. But they all go home. you know?
Right.
And so, they like all live on the same street and shit. It was weird, like kind of like weird. It was odd, man. And so she made it there maybe like 2 years, and she's like, "Fuck this." So actually, I think they fired her. I think she got flat out shit canned. Yeah, she did.
I can't remember you telling me that. Yeah.
She got flat out shit canned because they told her to do something. She was like, "Fuck no, it's my law license." It was something along those lines. Yeah.
There you go. Well,
But then one of her old buddies started working at the firm that she works at now, and he got her the current job there. But she was which she had already dealt with this firm. She worked for him a long time ago. So they had changed ownership a little bit, but most of the people are still the same. Dog, you are just like, you're just waiting for me to lean forward, and I'm not going to do it. See, there you go.
why do you want to be hotter right now, you psychopathic dog?
The dog got a cold or something?
No, she just really likes you. I mean,
That's
that's the thing is, again, dogs do not snuggle with you like this unless
No.
they think you're awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Either that or she really eating the cats or something. So
not from all the evidence I've seen.
no.
Every time that she's seen one, very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That goes for skunks. That goes for raccoons. It goes for deer. It goes for coyotes. She
Dude, I had a
is.
humongous buck under my front steps the other day because my front steps are raised
Yeah, yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
This guy was huge, and he's just sitting in the shade down there. And I'm downstairs playing Cyberpunk, and both of my cats are up in my window there, just at him. And I'm like, "What the fuck is your guys' problem?" I thought it was birds or something. And then I go over there and I look out the window, and there's this huge motherfucker. They're just trying to kill him. So they're like, "If this screen door wasn't here, we would take you down."
No, I know. It's the thing where you got your friend like holding you back, like you're lucky that my friends here, so otherwise I'd kick your ass. But the funny thing is that buck and the family that it rolls with are so docile.
Oh yeah, dude, I've seen him at my house a bunch of times.
Yeah,
So he likes to chill out in my backyard.
that's kind of everyone's back.
It's
Yeah,
open space,
yeah.
yeah. So, but it's claimed by deer, so fine. Uh, 'Cause they get a big tree back there, and there's like soft pasture grass underneath, and you can see where he lays. Man, he lays there all the time. So,
Yeah, they
uh,
just kind of there's a loop it seems like they're going. It's a pretty big loop,
it
all
is.
things considered. But yeah, you'll find them down here. You'll find them up. They're at Rudy Park all the time.
They're out there all the time. Well,
That's
and that's how they make their way over to my place because they
yeah,
just go up the fucking trail there.
yep.
Yeah. Homestead, right? Yeah.
And you
So
just casually cross the street. You know, and again, I actually that's one of the things that I sort of like about this community
yeah,
is that there's no fucking Karens like crying and saying like, but these are dangerous. It's like we need these taken away. It's like, um,
you'd
there's
have no shortage of volunteers, man.
I get it. No, that actually is right because you shouldn't be doing that in the city limits.
No, should
But
not fire large caliber weapons,
yeah, I don't.
high velocity rifle rounds in the city,
I
like near
never
the school zone.
in the school
In
zone,
the
like
school zone,
near.
yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
you're going where they hang out, yes,
Yeah.
you go in the school
Go
zone.
in the school. It's on
Um,
school property.
yeah, and that's the thing. You don't go onto like uh the next door app or something, and
Hmm.
people are like, won't somebody finally do something about this family of deer or whatever? No, it's
Yeah.
like everybody's cool with it. They just
Well, and I mean, I'd say the last like 5 to 10 years, there's so much more. There's so many more of them than there used to be.
yeah,
You used to
yeah.
see like maybe a group of two or something like that. They come up the drainage ditch. Okay, cool. But now like they're like they're what is that? It's not domesticated, but it's when they get used to people. Yeah,
Yeah,
they like it's like losing your fear of humans or something. There's a name
there's a
for it.
graceful term for it that's
Right.
not that, but I know exactly what you mean, and
It's not that clunky thing I duct taped together. Yeah, no.
no, because there's yeah, because that's the thing is there are those like there are those dogs uh in Australia that will never be domesticated,
No,
right?
the
And
ones that
there's
rip you to
yeah,
pieces. Yeah.
they won't ever be domesticated. They won't ever be comfortable. There's no cohabitation in any way. No
No,
sharing of that. Um,
those are dingoes, right? Yeah.
there are dingoes, but there's also a breed of wild dogs out there,
In
right?
Australia.
Yeah, and on the same token, like then you have the ones that are kind of like in between. Like even wolves are kind of in between,
Yeah.
right? Not always.
No.
They'll eat you if
Yeah.
they need to eat you,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, and then you have that this.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Actual caninus friendliness or whatever it is.
I don't. So because
I think
we're
it's caninus fidelis, right?
could be right.
I think. Yeah, I think it is.
But just to describe what's going on here is this dog of mine loves Patrick so much that she always tries to make herself into like a throw pillow for him, and
Well, it's more like lumbar support.
that too. Why I don't
I don't
know,
know.
but she is so affectionate with you, and that is the complete opposite of those African wild dogs.
Oh,
Yeah,
and my cats.
you
So
can't get you.
yeah, she got me there and there last night. An asshole.
Were you fucking with him?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a reason. I mean, if she straight up ambushed you, that'd be a different story.
No, they'll do that every now and then. If I come from downstairs to upstairs, every now and then there'll be a paw that swipes over the. Yeah, I know. It's almost like, and then I'll look around and it'll be gone. And I'm like, I know I saw
Right.
that. It's just like it's literally like an assassination attempt.
Well, you used to tell me that too. Your fucking like slow lumbering dad would be walking by, and that cat would like
Bite
bite his ankles.
My dad would hit him too. There was one time he hit Bailey so hard, so because he's just sitting there and it's like so he kept his computer like this in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And so he had a table like this, and then he had another one over here that had all his bills and shit on it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and that's the one that the cat would sit on when he was fucking around on the computer. Okay, because the cat was always like within a couple feet of him. They were buddies. But Dad was he's sitting there. There was one day I was just like in this like at the table in his dining room talking to Mom or something like that. Dad's typing away, and then Bailey just like gets this look in his eye. He's looking at Dad. Dad's not noticing it, but he's doing this like head back and forth like this. And he just goes up and right on his, just bit him right on the elbow. And Dad's like, what the fuck? And he just hit and he hit him right between the ears, just slapped him, open palmed him like that. And I swear that cat went cross-eyed for a couple seconds. So,
You're actually seeing them bounce up and down.
yeah, say like googly eyes.
Yeah, they spin around and they say like no sale.
Tilt.
Yeah.
But no, mine. Yeah, they're sneaky, and so they'll every now and then I'll be walking up those stairs, and there'll be a brief assassination attempt where a paw just like through the banister.
It's like I don't want you dead. I just want you to know that you're not safe.
Yeah, you're not safe. Yeah, exactly.
They're good cats though, aren't they?
Oh, they're great cats,
Yeah.
man. They're the most cats that I've ever had. So most of my other cats have been like like my big foofy cat. She was more like a dog than a cat. So
Casey.
yeah, she was. And then my cat, the last cat, was the most harmless cat on the face of the planet. I mean, she was. I mean, I've got stuffed animals that are more vicious than she
Oh, yeah.
is. Yeah. So but these two, they're very. They like to get into trouble. So, and I haven't had a cat like that in a long time. Although I've had these guys for a while. They're 7. My cats are fucking 7, dude.
Does that not freak you out?
A little bit, but I mean, like I actually know their actual birthday.
Oh,
So these are the only cats that I've ever had where they said, yeah, so they were born on this day and they spent this much time in foster care, blah, blah, blah. They're like,
Right.
oh, okay, cool. So they're the only ones that are, but yeah, I was pulling it up the other day because I was like, fuck, do we need to get shots or whatever this year?
right.
And I was like, nope, we already did that. And I was like, oh, fuck. Okay. So pulled that up and sure enough, I was like, shit, there's 7, man. I don't feel like it, man. So,
Passage of time's a weird thing, man.
oh, it's absolutely trippy. It goes faster as you get older,
I
too.
think this one's 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would make sense. So, because you got her not long after Elvis died.
Yeah.
It was pretty quick turnaround. So,
Yeah, it was I think it was about a month.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, you taught me that because you were like, my house sucks without a dog. So,
Well,
and then like after my last cat died, it was like a week. And I was like, fuck, this house sucks without cats. Let's go get some.
well, I mean, yeah, that's kind of part of it too, yeah. And that was I don't know why. I don't know why. I kind of held off a little bit here, and it was probably a smart move. But yeah, I can't complain.
No.
Been a pretty good time, all things considered.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she's in remarkably good shape.
Troublemaking ass dog.
Troublemaking ass the fucking.
But there we go. November 27th, 2017. Yeah, I got this dog.
She was maybe what, 6 months old? Maybe a year?
Oh, they thought she was like 2.
Oh, 2017.
Yeah.
So that would be 8 years ago.
So, yeah, 10, 11. right around there.
Yeah, probably.
And they were just guessing. They didn't know her exact age. They guessed around 2. Um,
Well, the vet can usually do that. So
well,
what?
counted the rings.
Yeah, they cut off a piece and
Yeah,
it's
they
peel back the
they
bark.
quarter. Yeah.
Uh,
No, this bonehead survived a lot of things here, man. She's uh, lots of adventures outside the home, heavy equipment, um,
right.
her own stupidity. I mean, there's a lot of things that could have bumped off this dog, but she's still ticking.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm still thinking about that surgery, but it's. I have to have another consult about it, but we'll see.
Yeah, maybe. So there are risks involved in that, especially at 11 or 10 or 11 years old.
Well, I mean, shoot, there's the risk of just going under and
Yeah.
not coming out,
Has
and
she
that's
been under anesthesia?
I presume so.
Not while you've had her, though. You've never had surgery with her, have you?
No, I think that she. Okay, so I know they had to put her under when she had to do those overnight stays, um,
Oh, yeah, okay.
because she wouldn't let anybody X-ray
I
her hind.
remember,
Yeah,
yeah.
so they had to go ahead and well, it's not anesthetize,
Yeah,
it's
it is.
sedate.
Sedate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was just anesthetized and she just wouldn't feel pain, but
Oh, yeah, you're
um,
right.
not that you'd want to do just like conscious surgery on this dog. She
No,
would not handle that well.
no. Yeah, my cats are assholes at the vet.
They're notoriously
I
are,
have
man. Like,
never
even if you're
had
like,
I've never had problems with any of my animals ever,
if they fucking got
except
your
for
cat's
these two.
pictures up at the cash
Yeah, do
register.
not serve these
Yeah,
butt heads.
yeah. They're writing bad checks and shit.
That checks, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So fucking bounce 2 checks on me right in front of them.
Okay, yeah. So I did find out. I did finally go to the new clinic with the people who got fired.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was what we talked about was sort of like the lunch thing.
Oh,
And so
okay.
it was like, all right, so this is what you've been doing. This is a gross misappropriation of hours.
Time
Um,
card fraud, huh?
yeah,
Classic.
get your things and get out.
Get out. Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, how's the new place? Is it nice or
No, I
no?
mean it's is it new? Yes. Is it cozy? Yes. Does it feel like a doctor's office yet? No, not really.
It doesn't have cheesy Southwestern art in it and stuff yet.
That's what I was looking for.
No.
And sort of like pastel colored walls.
Yeah,
Nothing like that.
little bits in them. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah.
No, they just got like kids in the front room like playing on the Xbox and shit. It's
Okay.
not somebody's house, but
I would hope not.
it is an office. It doesn't have so the consultation rooms, so to speak, have curtains right now,
Oh,
and that's fine. All that matters is I have a tiny bit of privacy when the doctor puts a needle in my ass.
right. Yeah,
But aside from that, that's very nice. But it's great people, and
it's cool.
yes, they were surprised, because people like popped out from the back. They're like, I know that voice.
Oh, you found us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was cool, and it really is just at that spot right before I get to my brother's house. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's right out there. I'm gonna go this Thursday and go say hi to him.
Oh, your brother.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
working this week, right?
I think he works every week.
Oh, yeah. I guess I meant he had his kids. That's what I was thinking.
Right. I
Yeah.
presume he has his children. I don't understand why he refuses. to just get in there and whip some ass. Like,
On his boy.
yes, I'm not talking about, two fists here. It's just like, no, we need to break you down, boy.
I don't know, man. I mean, my wife is very permissive with my daughter too. That's because she grew up in an extremely strict household, and she hates that shit. So,
Well, I did too.
yeah, I know. So,
But I entered the education system.
right, yeah, and that's like I did too. And so, like, that's when it comes down to it, and something needs to be like, okay, no, you got to do this now, and we're going to do it this way.
Right,
That's my job. So,
right,
but I don't
right.
have to do it very often, man, because like, well, I mean, other than the fact that I basically have a free range child,
Oh,
where
yeah, no.
I have to
So,
learn about trouble in order for her to get into trouble.
and look, someday she's going to come to you. She's going to tell you that told me that you cared more about.
Right. Yeah. People who've been dead.
And you're going to do that, and you're going to
You
freak
left
out.
just when you got it. You know?
And she's going to trip out, and you're going to say, "Well, I'm here. What do you want to talk
What do you
about?"
want to talk about? What are you complaining about? We have work to do.
But it's going to happen. Like, that's fine.
That's fine with me. I don't really care. So,
Yeah. Do you
Um,
tell her to brush her teeth?
I did for a long time. I stopped doing it.
Right,
So, and I
right.
was like, and like, so she's about to get her braces off. She was supposed to get them off last week. So we go in and they're like, yeah, now we're gonna need a little bit more time. And she was like heartbroken. And it was like, have you been doing your flossing? Your gums are like this really awesome shade of blood red.
So, they're like pulsing.
They do look a little itchy.
You can see,
Yeah.
like you can see her heartbeat through her gums.
Oh no, yeah. Oh, so, but that's kind of the point, man. It's like, all right, so obviously, I don't know. I'm just a big fan of natural consequences, and so like, and some of those like do need to be arbitrary from time to time. It's like, okay, so me taking your phone away has absolutely nothing to do with your schoolwork, other than the fact that you need to do your fucking schoolwork first. So, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So but like other things, some of those things they take a long time to pan out. So my daughter did
Mhm.
poorly in school this year. I mean, she's not getting in the same classes that she would have this fall. Doesn't really care because her friend group is kind of breaking up anyway. So,
Right.
and it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you need to bust ass in like fucking science class if you obviously hate it. This is like one of the things that you can do is just take the normie one. Maybe you'll find some people there that are cool. Maybe you get to be the smart kid in the class at that point in time. It's fine. But if you do well in that one, you want to go in the honors one next year, have at it. So, but there's no need to be stressed out about that right now. You
Yeah,
know?
it's a tough one because I mean, here's the thing is I agree with what a lot of what you say here, and I also I mean that I guess I'd put it to you this way, right? Because I know kids are a lot smarter than we give them credit for. I also know they're a lot stupider than we give them credit for, right?
Well, they do extremely stupid
Simultaneously,
things.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I wouldn't say they're stupid in general, but the things that they do are definitely stupider,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
on average. Yeah.
Again, as I say, I excuse a lot of that because I never forget anything.
Yeah.
So the the embarrassing thoughts that stem a lot of these horrible decisions that you make are still right there with me in my heart everywhere I go. But the thing is, like, there's a thing. So if you're talking about, say, like academic performance for a second,
Sure.
right? There's this question I would have here, like, well, would you want to? Is basically the thing that you want to do is have them. You can still choose your path, but I want you to have as many open doors as possible.
Uh, I don't know, man. I actually think it's better when a couple of doors get slammed on you.
Yeah,
That for me that was always a little bit better. So even though
yeah,
there were some things that I really wish I could have done, like namely
right.
join the Navy,
Well, yeah. See,
but
yeah.
that door got slammed on me, and it taught me that okay, so if you just keep all your options open all the time, eventually you're just not going to choose anything. It's going to get chosen for you.
Oh, no, you're right. No,
Yeah,
that's the Netflix dilemma. Yes, that is correct.
yeah, that's exactly what it
Uh,
is. That's the yeah, exactly.
so
You
what
sit
you
here.
watched last night? I said I didn't.
I did. It just showed up. Yeah,
Well, no, I didn't watch anything. I
yeah.
actually I thumbed through the menu for 45 minutes
Oh, right. I got you.
and didn't do anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, and that, I mean, and so like I see students do that all the time. I even see alumni of mine doing that, because I try and keep in touch with those that are willing to keep in touch, with me, kind of thing. And
Yeah, yeah,
oh yeah, no, and I
yeah.
mean that's not an insignificant proportion of them, but it's still at the same point in
Oh,
time. There's a bunch of them that, like 3 years after graduation, they are not where they thought they would be, almost universally.
right.
Okay, it can be way better, it can be way worse. It's never just right.
Right.
So, and really, when it comes down to it, all of the time that I see the people who are in spots that are way better than they thought they would be are people who learn to say yes to certain things. Okay,
What do you
so,
mean?
well, if you recognize an opportunity and say, well, I don't know if that's right for me, it doesn't seem perfect, but fuck it, I'm going to try it, kind of thing.
Oh,
And
okay,
then all of a
okay,
sudden you
yeah,
find out
yeah.
actually you're a really kick ass salesman. And 3 years ago you were sitting in my class, now you're selling yachts. Cool. Do you own one of these? Yes. Oh, you do. Okay, great.
And so part of that is you wouldn't say yes to something like that unless that were your hand were a little bit forced.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that's the complicated thing on this one here is I think a lot of people expect there to be one like right answer. If there was somebody that
Mm.
came in there and said like, look, I don't want to say I pushed my kid, but it's something where I strongly encourage this
Yeah.
because again we were talking about like having opportunities or
Mhm.
because you can't get those back. It's a limited time thing. Kids don't necessarily
Yeah.
understand the consequences, but sometimes maybe they do and they don't care, and it's a
Well, and like you've seen it 1,000 times. I mean, even in high school, but I see it in college quite a bit, especially with student athletes who have parents who are vicariously living through their children.
there's that.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like, it's like, why are you doing this? He's like, I'm on scholarship, and then once I'm done with this, I will never pick up a fucking football again, ever.
There you go.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And it's like, okay,
Right.
I got you, bro. So let's get you through this class. So,
And then you can look at that other guy and say like, what about you? It's like, you're talking, but all I see is footballs.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
always.
Yes. Meow, 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 meow.
I appreciate the question, Mr. P, but unless it's about football, I don't really want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Um,
I've definitely had those. Like, I let them write their own case studies, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, we've got another NFL. Okay, cool. So, in fact, the last couple of years, I've actually given them a football case study just to pick from a list, because then I tell them that it's okay to actually do this.
what do
That's
you
fine.
talk about, like CTE or what?
No, I think this one's an ethic thing. I can't
Oh,
remember
okay,
exactly
all
what
right.
it is. Had something to do with contract negotiations or something
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
yeah.
So, there's all kinds of those out there. I've actually been generating my own with AI lately, so it's
So,
kind of fucking fun.
all right,
Jeff,
so
I am this close to actually learning how to write computer games. I have been tinkering with it. Grok will do it.
he'll
So,
do it. He's
yeah,
done it for other people.
yeah.
There is okay. So I like the way that you're approaching this. There was a preliminary study that talked about the dangers of this right now on a scientific level, depending on what you use this for.
Okay.
And I guess that's sort of all right. Okay, so you and I, we've joked about this before about since 1998 or 1996, how many times you have had to calculate the area of a square or something like that, or the um, base of a triangle or whatever, right? Now we got that, okay,
Right.
but there is an amount of like research and calculation and things that you have to process, right? Every now and then, when you're sitting there, you're looking at something, you're like, okay, so I need this many inches of this, I have this, okay. And it's not necessarily that you do the math, but you think of the steps that make the math
Yep.
do. You don't have to write it down. You don't have to
Mm.
but you figure out the components of it,
Hmm.
right? Now, the danger that they're seeing here is instead of that, is people asking them the big question first, letting Grok figure out all the small components. And that's something that they're saying has a distinct detrimental effect on critical thinking skills. I can believe it.
I could believe that. I don't know if I fully buy it, but
Well, and it's just about basically it's treating it like a motor thing, right? Where it's like if you don't use these pieces, they atrophy. Like, okay,
Yeah, I
okay,
believe
right.
that.
I can get that. And I could also understand that same thing of, okay, now that I know how to do it, I don't have a problem asking
Hmm.
how to do this, and
Yeah.
I will continue to do this. But yeah, I guess that's one of the problems that they're having with students right now is if they've been doing things like that through their scholastic career, if you ask them to solve problems, like, well, I'm going to ask the thing. It's like the thing doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah. That's why I pay you.
Right.
Yeah. Um, yeah, maybe. Like, I mean, in some cases that's good, though. I mean, like, how much programming do you actually need to know in order to be a decent programmer? Probably some, you know. So,
Yeah.
but if
Uh,
you if you can approach problems systematically, and if you can think about things, I'm not a huge fan of the whole critical thinking thing. We've been trying to teach it to people for 30 fucking years, and nobody can really tell me what it is. So, I mean,
well, it's hard because either,
dude, it's all over my syllabi. I've got it in
of
like
course
three
you do.
different classes because I inherited those. And it's just like, okay, all right, so I'm asking you to think about this and then write what you think. Okay, that this is a process, all right? So it's not necessarily a skill, so shall we say.
Not really. And the weird
No.
thing is, for those people that can do it, you can observe that in them from when they were like this
Oh,
big.
tiny. Yeah.
Yeah, until they get this big.
Yeah.
And the people that don't, they just don't do it.
No, they don't.
I'm starting to wonder if there's like if there is something to be learned about this. I feel like it's something that like I think you can hone it, you can test it, you can sharpen it, but I don't know if you can actually put that in someone that just doesn't get it.
Yeah. I don't know either, man. And again, it goes back to that, our very egalitarian education system thinks all kids can
Right.
do all things eventually. And I mean, I believe in that. I really do. Not for the sake that I think it's true. So, but I think that it's actually a good,
It's the right place to
it's the
start.
right place to
Yeah.
go,
Yeah.
and that way,
Yeah.
I'd rather have 10 idiots get into Harvard than one kid who really deserved to be there not get in there because of some fucking stupid ass IQ system that we set up or something like that.
Oh no,
So,
no.
no,
In the same way that I don't want the Chinese government basically, um, I don't want the Chinese government looking at the kids earlier on and saying like, I see a gymnast right here.
they do that all the time. Yeah, no, I do not want that in
Uh,
the United States.
yeah,
No, yeah,
yeah.
no, that's very, very bad. And like I've heard a lot of people like I've had tons of students from Europe. They like the European system, the gymnasium system in Germany. Where you basically get tracked into college or trade school. I fucking hate that. I hate that so much.
It's
You should too. You should be the one who makes that decision, not
it's
your like housefrau. You know,
it reeks of Calvinism.
it reeks of
It
Calvinism.
does,
I like that.
and
Yes.
if I get a whiff of Calvinism,
Oof,
I will flip this table right
I
over,
know,
man.
man. It
It's
smells
just
like
like
cat
yeah,
piss.
yeah. Like if somebody walks by my house, they're just thinking the word predestination, man. I just start like
Yeah.
start tearing things up. I'll wake out of my sleep with a cold sweat, just start swinging. No, I'm with you. That's again, there is a component to this where I say like, all right, so you can make an argument that this is in the best interest of the kid, and you know what? The fucking lunatics over there in Asian schools, there's a lot of this going on at play, but it's different because you have to compete into these schools.
I know it's
That's
crazy, and
like
then you have to pay, so it's nuts.
some of them you have to pay, some of them are free.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what you do. And it's just the idea of like, okay, so why did you test so hard? Why was it important for you to be ranked number one? It's like, oh, because that way I can go to this high school
Hmm.
that's all the way at the other end of town. That's an hour, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
train ride. Okay, it's an hour away there and back, and I'm going to do shit all day, every day.
And 3 hours of homework on the train.
That's
So yeah,
correct, right? And you want to test it here, and you ask the kids, they would say like, "Oh, you want to test it here?" It's like, pretend, okay, mom and dad aren't here. Okay, we're gonna make them leave the room.
you can't do that with Asian kids though, man. It
I
doesn't
know,
work.
I know, I know.
So because they know that the government's listening, meaning mom.
Right? No, no, tell me the truth. Tell me, do you want this?
I like out of all the students that I've had over the years, I would say that some of my the international students that came from China were absolutely the most difficult to read just because of that very thing that you're saying right there. It was like, don't trust anybody. So, and it was just, and I mean, I try and reach out to a few of them here and there. It was only like years later that I realized that probably all those kids
Yeah.
were in some kind of like privileged status because you don't get to go to school in the United States unless, your dad is like,
Oh, he's got to be connected up.
he's got some kind of
He's got
CCP.
some views.
Yeah, he's got
Yes.
some juice hookup, something like that. And, I mean, good kids, nice people, stuff like that, but just very different way of thinking about things. Interesting way. But then the funny thing is then I'll have kids from South Korea. They're like Americans.
Right.
You know,
Right.
they're completely different, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've only had like a couple kids from Japan over the years, and they were the two that I remember. One of them, he was very much so like on the threshold of suicide. Well, he was like the most emo kid that I have ever had.
Wow.
So yeah, so the fucked up multicolored hair,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
dark clothes every
Yeah.
day. Like he'd do the eye makeup and everything. I was like, but he seemed happy when you talked to him. He would smile. So
So maybe it was just the look.
I think it was
It's
just a
just the
look,
look. Yeah.
but he did look like I needed to call the helpline today.
I hate to say it, dude. I think that actually is Japanese fashion.
I think it is too.
Like, I'm not fucking with
I
you.
know. I
Like,
think you're right. So
because when you look at them and you say, like, wow, you guys really will do whatever you can to look white. Um, because it's just this, like, none of you are on board with your natural hair color.
no,
You are not on board with the way it naturally falls.
no,
You are not on board with uh, the specific Asian features genetically that you're giving that a doctor doesn't have to put into you.
right.
So I mean, there's there's a lot of that. I get it.
There is a
I
bit
get
of
it.
that.
It's a distinctly different color. Shit, when it comes out, like I said, it's like my mother had a couple of rounds of cosmetic surgery for
Right.
crying out loud. So I mean, um, when you come to people where it's like, I would never expect it. No, actually, no. This is
That's kind of the
everyone
norm.
does
Yeah,
it.
it's kind of the
Right.
norm. Yeah.
Everyone does it. But I mean, that's sort of the. So what's the drawback of that, Patrick? What is it
Of what?
of living in a society that particular way? If that's your education system, what is the?
The suicide rates.
That's one.
That's a
Yeah,
big one.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of a big one, right?
Well, yeah. And I mean, the other thing is, like, I don't think this is as true in Japan, but I know it was definitely true in South Korea. Because I've had a few South Korean students over the years. They're great. In fact, one of my colleagues, he's from South Korea. He goes there every year and brings back a few students
Oh, does
on
it?
exchange.
Oh,
Yeah, he's a
okay.
cool guy. But they actually I think we have two. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
and
cool.
the other guy doesn't do that, but he's from South Korea as well. But anyway, they um, where were we going with that?
Well, it was basically
What's wrong with that?
the consequences, the knock-on effects of that sort of.
So the risk of failure is high, and unfortunately, so are the consequences of failure. So, and like I said, not so much in Japan, because in Japan, if you're Japanese, you're going to get a job. Okay, so you, you're,
Or you won't. There's a.
or you won't, but like,
But if you're one of those guys, you know.
yeah, exactly.
If you're one of the hikikomoris, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So, but you're going to get a job. South Korea is a little bit different. It's much more competitive. So,
Yeah.
and then yeah, if you don't get a certain like level or layer or like all these guys, they want to study abroad for a year because that's a big plus. If you go back to Korea and say, yeah, I spent 2 years or a year in America studying business, so that's really good. You know,
I mean, it shouldn't be because it's not like
no,
it's not like the elders like American business. Wow.
dude, I'm telling you, that's how the world is
I
now.
know.
Especially when it comes to finance, they think that Americans are some kind of fucking wizards. You know,
Well, you know what they kind of are, but
well, yeah, that's because we control the green printing machine.
well, that's absolutely a
Yeah,
part of it. And Americans not just on the average, they're okay. So in Korea, if you start your business and it fails, there's shame
You
involved.
bring shame upon you
That
and
is
your
correct,
family. Yeah.
right?
Why would you venture and risk your future?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if on the other hand, welcome to America, this is the thing. It's like, okay, so uh, my first sports bar that I tried to open,
Yeah.
with the $1 million that I made in construction,
Right.
that went under in 2 weeks. Um,
Yeah.
it's like, were you ashamed? Nah, that was dumb.
Nah, I got lucky. I got chapter 7 on that one.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Full liquidation. We're
It's like, so what then next? It's like, well, I opened a hair salon and I don't cut hair.
good. No.
I don't know what a good haircut looks like, so I just like hired my sister, and she stole $75,000 from me. I shuttered that business.
Yeah,
Right,
so my second business. Yeah. After my
right.
third business,
Uh huh.
coin op car wash. Brilliant. Then I made it.
That's what I'm talking about. Is there's no version of this. It's like my kids have to like I sent them to a different school. They're living.
You're gonna go live with my brother.
They're living with their grandmother,
Yeah.
who has a different last name.
Right. Yeah.
Like the teachers ask, like, "What does your mom do?" It's like, "Mom's a teacher." What does your dad do? My dad's not alive anymore. It's no, it ain't like that. Yeah, because there are other places that, yeah, if you fail at business, right, it's rough on you,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that it's great on people here. It's just we have a totally different attitude. I'm trying to remember. There's
Oh,
this.
dude. I mean, you go to other countries. I mean, if you look at bankruptcy laws in the United States, I mean, there are places where you can go to jail. So if you fail to pay back a loan. So here in the United States, it's like, oh yeah, so that sports bar and
Right,
right across from the army post, that wasn't really actually something that was going to work out for you, was it? That's okay. We'll just go ahead and liquidate this loan. And you got shitty credit for the next 7 years, but go to jail.
you're not going to go to jail. You're going to live another 7 years. It's like,
Yeah,
well, I'm only 33. It's like, okay, so
yeah, you'll be fine.
roll the dice again at 40, unless somebody else
Or
taps
dig
you.
yourself out of it now and don't
Yeah,
use a loan. I mean, you can always. I mean, you can start a business with no capital if you start the right one.
look, started with no capital. You can find alternative capital. You can, I
Correct.
mean, you could probably go downtown and ring a fucking bell and tell people this, like, I've got an idea. Anybody want to invest?
Yeah, you can. I mean, it's not easy, but
Oh, hell no.
I mean, like, but the thing is like when I see people start businesses, the guys who are actually really good at it are ones who start the right kind of business. Meaning it's not like my favorite thing in the fucking world, like kind of thing, or
Right,
it's like my
right,
dream was always to own a fucking flower shop or whatever. It's like actually there's a market need right here. I can fill this by doing this. I can, either hire or train up on the expertise needed in order to be able to do it.
yeah,
I can pull capital from here, here, and here to get it off the ground, or I can do it in my garage,
right.
and so you always find people who do those things. But I mean, it's not terribly common. I would say, like in the United States, like I would say, and this is vastly, vastly better than it is just about anywhere in the world. Okay. But I would say here in the United States, about 1 person in 10 is actually an entrepreneur. So, I mean, because it's not hard to find people who are good with their money. Okay. I'd say that's about half of the country is pretty good with their money. Okay. So, they know, like, all right, so I know X dollars come in, Y dollars go out. If X minus Y equals -0, bad. Okay. Half the country doesn't have that figured out. The other half does. All right. And so you need to have that in order to be a good entrepreneur. Well, the other side is you have to be a good manager. You have to actually be able to manage people, relationships, and stuff like that. And that's about half the people out there. I mean, most people, I'd say about half of them are pretty good at actually like getting along with other people, good judge of character, stuff like that. The management bullshit. So
I can see that.
yeah, and so you
Yeah.
get like out of half and half. So like okay, you get 1 or 2 people out of 10 who've got both, and so that's just been my experience. Whereas like Germany is like 1 out of 1 million. So
Yeah,
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 and then
yeah.
like even like I've known a bunch of people from England, and they just it's kind of like
Did you inherit it?
yeah, there's no drive there, man. I
Right.
mean, I had one kid, and he played soccer, and he did. He actually had quite a bit of drive, and then, but he didn't go back to England. So he was like, "Why would I do that?" you know, so you know, it was kind of funny because he went back for a little bit, and I remember him asking me, he's like, "Hey, I need help getting, can you write me a letter, help me get sponsored by the blah blah blah?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." I was like, "Why don't you come back to the United States, man?" So, and he's just like, "This place sucks, man. I mean, nobody wants to work around here." I was like, "All right, well, that's pretty honest. So let me put that in your letter." So, but then like other countries, the only other one that I've seen that I mean, and they're very similar to America is Nigeria. I've had a few Nigerian students over the year, and they are sharp on that stuff because there ain't no other way to make a living.
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
right? Where it's weird. It feels like Nigeria feels like they didn't. It doesn't feel like they walked the civilization tech path. It feels like they stole a few along the way.
They probably
But they're
well, they probably got that thing where if five other people get it, you get it for free. You know? So,
and that's the thing because they're not getting it from their neighbors.
getting it from the
They're not.
neighbors,
They're not
no,
getting it
yeah.
from their neighbors. But it doesn't matter where in the world all five come from,
No, no, no,
right?
no, no.
Yeah,
So,
it's weird. There are things where again, having known a Nigerian fairly extensively and learning about the culture, I'm like, there are some things that are just like that is ass backwards. It's like
yeah,
yes,
yes.
and then there are other things like that is
Fucking
just
American
like
as apple
America.
pie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
that's
know.
like
Yeah,
okay, okay, all right. How did you come to these bizarre
right.
combination of
Yeah,
things?
exactly. MTV.
Kind of,
Yeah, I
yeah,
know,
kind
man.
of, and that's
Yeah.
well, I mean, that's the thing. In a lot of ways, that's what civilization is supposed to strive for. It's like, all right, so what do you do here? It's like, all right, so if you were in a place where you were colonized or anything like this, any of those fun words that we like to use, it's like the whole idea here isn't just say like, oh, okay, well, here's the thing is we got rid of the British, I understand, and we don't like that, but does that mean that we kick out everything that the British did or taught us
Yeah.
and start over from scratch? Or do we say, all right, we don't like that, but you know what? They did teach us to poop indoors. We don't.
Right.
Do we? What's the rule on
We
this?
should keep pooping
The
indoors.
answer
Yeah.
is you keep pooping indoors,
Yeah. And
right?
not in a hole in the floor that goes out to, a ditch.
That's correct. You don't
Right.
do it on the train tracks.
You don't do it on the train tracks. You don't do it in the river.
You don't do it in the river. And if you go there's like there's people pooping in the river. It's like, yeah, is it sacred? It's like, yes, I want to swim in it. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Like, it's. Did the British teach you that?
No.
It's like, did they say it was sacrilegious? Like, no. It's because like
Yeah.
this is a book.
Yeah.
Okay, this is where we studied this. This is people who didn't live in poo water. This.
Just poo in the water, Tom.
All
Can't
right.
build any more hospitals, man. They don't do any good. It's gonna bankrupt my city.
Yeah. So there's a component of this where I think that Nigeria has a lot of that where we've looked at what a lot of the smartest people are doing, right?
Yeah, yeah,
We didn't
yeah.
go through all the growing pains of all these other things, but we looked at this, we took it, right?
Yeah,
Brilliant. That's what you're supposed to do.
yeah, exactly. So,
That's why they were such an absolute menace on the fraud front for many
oh, the
years.
Nigerians? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, those scams have gotten, I don't know. Like, I still watch a couple of those scam channels. So,
Well,
well,
they're pretty bad.
the guys who
It's
catch, well, they're the guys who try and catch scammers.
right.
And so some of them have gotten pretty sophisticated. They were doing a couple of them. They're doing a bunch with AI now. So where they're generating images and fake voices and
Yeah.
yeah, stuff like that. To try and get people, you know. I don't know though, man. I mean, that's the thing. I think AI will be interesting, especially when it comes to things like cybersecurity. Like, because in theory, if you came up with some kind of new attack, AI would learn about it very quickly and then turn around
Correct.
and tell other people about it very quickly.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's almost like if it's if it's advancing so fast, but then the cure for that whatever is just a millisecond or two behind it, it doesn't really matter, So because you're basically just putting a check on that whole thing.
Right.
So does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think like some of those things are going to happen here in the next couple of years, man. I mean, dude, fucking YouTube is fucking filthy with AI generated shit now. I mean, it's just everywhere, and it's getting better and better. It's only like 6 months away where I will not be able to easily tell. So I can still kind of tell because okay, you can tell when something's been filtered.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
okay, nobody looks that good. Got it. Okay, so it's like your eyes don't see in those colors.
No,
You
no,
know,
I understand that. No, I mean, so the piece about that, they're like with the YouTube stuff, and I know that they're already trying to clamp down on content with that.
they're
Um,
trying. It just
good
outruns.
luck.
It. Yeah, exactly.
Good luck.
Oh, and I hear the music world is just absolutely being destroyed by this right now. So
Well, if it was about the music, you wouldn't care, would you?
right, yeah, exactly. Oh no, wait, it
Oh,
was about the money.
it was always
It
about the
was
money.
always about the
Oh,
money.
okay, okay, okay. So you didn't write those articles for Rolling Stone because you love writing.
Right,
Got it. Okay, because you would still do it for free,
right.
right? Because that's what artists do. Yeah, I know. There's a it's weird because you and I came up in that world where it's like, yes, we respect artistry very much. We respect like hard work and stuff like this.
Yeah.
But there's also a component of you guys are the biggest pussies on the planet.
Oh
You
yeah.
guys couldn't wait for people to lose their air conditioning jobs fast enough. And now you're getting it
Yeah, now you're getting it.
and you're saying we need to unionize the fucking like
It's too late,
the
bro.
voice actors guild who got their fucking asses
Those
handed
guys are
them,
doomed.
right?
I'm telling you, they're doomed already, man. I'm telling you, like some of the stuff that I've seen with, like, just not even like television or anything of it, like video games. I mean, there are mods out there now that are basically narrating text games.
Yeah,
Yeah, in all
yeah,
kinds of different voices and stuff like that. So if
yes.
you're a voice actor, you're fucked. You need to find a new job. Um, you know,
Well, I mean, or the thing is they do need fuck it. That's what I'm doing right now. Is they do need people to train this shit, right? And
yeah,
there's I'm telling you, there's actually always going to be an industry for that. You know,
probably, yeah.
at least for a very long time, because the all right, the uncanny valley where we're hitting when it comes to AI, right? We're starting to walk into it, right? We're starting to walk into it here, where at first it's like,
Let's see.
well, because you have this presentation of it here. Because if you go to old programs here, and it was just again, this was just like flowchart shit, where you'd go to Dr. Spatzo that came with your Sound Blaster, and
Yeah.
you could ask him these questions, and he would give you these sort of like responses, sort of generated on seeing these keywords, right? And it was enough to make you look and say like, wow, that feels sophisticated, right? Now you ask it a couple of questions with some kind of depth, and it won't be able to
Oh,
answer
yeah,
it,
yeah.
right? So you're like, all right, no problem. And so you get to where we are, where time comes, you're racing into this revolution here, and it is starting to feel a little bit more human about what you're talking to and how you're talking to this person. But there's still a version of like there's still this like I dream of Genie thing going on here, where it's this like, oh, what can I do for you, master? I'm like, um,
I don't think that's going away.
well,
So
and that's the thing that is not that's not intelligence yet, because there's no intelligence also implies
yeah.
like intelligence to put intelligence the thing. Gronk has to show up for work. It has to like Gronk has to like wake up in the morning and be like, do I want to do this today?
Saturday. God.
My parents said it could be anything. Like, how did this happen? Right? And there's this version of where intelligence doesn't come unless you understand the human condition. You can program this stuff in, but unless there's this version of like,
Yeah, but then it's not artificial at that point.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's just written.
And all you're going to do, you're trying to get it to that percent where it gets a little bit closer, right? And you and I know that exponential part as you get closer to closer takes so much more work
Oh, a shitload more work.
for
Yeah.
less return. But I
Well,
mean,
and
that's
we don't even know exactly if that's even possible. So, I mean, like I've so there's a couple doomers on, AI that I follow, reluctantly, but they're afraid of the Terminator future kind of thing. Yeah, no, I'm not even remotely worried by that.
No.
But even like they talking about like, well, how could you even detect it because it runs away? They're treating it like it's a fucking organism, and it's not. Okay, it's a productivity tool. All right, so and once you see it for what it is, it's like, okay, shit, this is going to do a lot of good stuff. I can see how it's going to put a lot of people out of work, but I can see how it's going to put a lot more to work, in one way or another. It's just like everybody tries to do this exclusivity thing,
Oh yeah,
where
yeah.
it's like, oh, well, like we have to have a voice actors union, so that the few of us who are lucky enough to know, like, the
Each
guy,
other.
yeah, each other, can actually like command some market power here. And the same thing's true with artists. Like, so here's the application that I was using the other day. I was actually rewriting a board game with Grok.
Oh,
Okay. And I tell you what, man,
oh.
dude, like all those guys out there who would spend, thousands of dollars on artwork for a board game and, like testing rules and writing up a manual and shit like that shit does that in seconds. So all of those people are fucked. You know? Because you're talking about a situation where if I want to design a board game, fuck no, I'm not going to pay any production costs if I don't have to.
Right,
So
right.
yeah, I'm just going to use this to do it. So and it does a marvelous job.
Well, and again, this is the kind of shit that these same people where you say like, wait a second, I thought the whole nature of this was to become as close because you're always bitching about this or like studio interference, like let the man cook. I'm like, okay, so
So if I cook all my own meals,
right,
now I'm the bad guy.
right,
Yeah,
right,
exactly. Yeah. So because I got a Cook-O-Matic 5000 that makes everything
right.
now, and I don't need you.
But you didn't make it the way you didn't shoot this on 16 millimeter. It's like, no, I clicked the button that says make it look like I did though.
Filter on there. So
Can you tell the
even put in the
difference?
real sides.
Can you tell the difference?
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's cool because you can even see like that black blob pop up because that's when they got to change the wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like and when it starts up, you see like the one and like if you're watching it on TV, like you hear that movie like I made it look like a Saturday matinee. Is that cool? Can I do that?
Can I do that? Do I have your permission? Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Well, that's it. I mean, like, because quite honestly, you have a lot of people who have creative talents in one way or another. Okay. But, like, really, when it comes down to it, a lot of those professions required mastery. And that's no longer required in order to actually put out really good shit. So, you know, that's the part that I think a lot of people are struggling with. And I would too if I had spent, like fucking $80,000 on an art degree
Of course.
and then, toiled away making postcards for 10 years, kind of thing until I finally got to the point in time where I could have a gallery showing, and then maybe had a small following of people who liked my paintings, that sold well on eBay or whatever. And now all of a sudden, it's like I put my shit on eBay and everybody else is downloading it and putting it in the crock and changing whatever it is that they like it in. There's going to be a lot of things like that. You're going to see that with movies. You're going to see that
Oh
with
yeah.
TV shows. You're going to see it with video games. I can tell you already, like when when it gets to the point in time where like the tools, and this is probably less than a year away on Grok, are actually able to crack like major code in something, people will just basically make their own spoken word mods to games.
Yeah.
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 So, and so you might buy Cyberpunk 2078 or whatever it's going to be, but a lot of the people who play in that game aren't playing the same game that you're playing because they're going to tailor it in some way, using some of that shit.
Well,
So
a lot of the things. So this is the thing is if you can incorporate this shit into the certain models, right? The limitations that we've been talking about here, right? Is all right. Take the innovative ideas that you and I grew up with, and we watched them develop, and how hard it was, and how hard these things came out here, and how oftentimes it came out clunky as shit,
yeah,
right? Like look at Trespasser, right? So I
lots
mean,
of jank.
it's a jank. Is the idea great? Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Was it janky as shit? Yes.
janky as fuck.
But the idea is there in terms of like, I want to give you just the world and the ability to solve these problems
Yeah,
with the elements in the world and the physics that exist in it,
yeah,
right? Now, So that's the thing is if you have that same kind of thing that you're asking for, it's like, yes, now I have this. Now it's easier to generate. Now it's easier
Yeah.
to to mess with this here. The same kind of things when we talk about these are games when you're talking to characters. It's like, well, here's the problem is, well, we can only do so many things because we hired voice actors
Right.
to do 40,000 hours
Yes.
of Skyrim voices, right?
Yep. And so our dialogue is set.
It is set. So there's a like when you look at the dialogue options between Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, Fallout 3 is
Mhm.
there's lots of different choices. Fallout 4, it's yes, 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 no, but I'll be back later to say yes.
Yeah. Right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's I get it. That's the condition here. Now, if you had something where you actually had the freedom on this, where there is an emergent AI within the game, right, to the point where you talk to this character, and I say you talk to this
Oh, I
character,
can't wait for that, man.
right?
Yeah, where it's like you go up to a guy and rather than having like four dialogue choices, you have a microphone. Oh,
Absolutely.
dude, that'll be so fucking cool.
Like, that's what I'm talking about. It's like if you get in there and you say like, "All right, cover my six," or you get in there and you get into a squat thing. It's like, "I want you over there on that rock over there on the left side." And you see people move or whatever,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that kind of thing, where they're actually interpreting what you're doing here, and they can respond back. They can say like, "I can't. I'm being shot at."
yeah. I'm scared,
And
boss.
you know, and in different cases, it's like, "Oh, okay, well, you know what? Do it anyway."
Do it anyway.
And
Yeah.
they can say no, right? It's just like I get shot.
It's
That's
like, no, I'm going to get shot.
and they can deliver
Please,
that
yes,
to
I'm
you.
going to be so frustrated by that, but I think that would be so much fun, man.
Well, it's a different kind
So
of game. I
it's a
mean,
totally
that's
different kind of game. I mean, think about that. You don't even need that much action in a game like that. You know, like, because, like, remember the
to
old
make it feel
Indiana
that way.
Jones, The
Oh, yeah.
Last Crusade? I mean, so there are basically three ways to beat the game. You ask you in the beginning, I'm a man of action kind of thing. You
I
know?
prefer to think
I
about
started to think my
things.
way through. It's like, yeah, I like to talk to people and figure out how things go. And but you'd have a whole game where you could just like silver tongue your way throughout the entire fucking thing.
Absolutely.
That'd be awesome, man. But
Right.
you were actually speaking.
Correct.
So yeah, you know,
Correct.
you would have to kill the autosave on that.
See, I mean, that's the kind of cool thing that would go along with it here is like we've talked about it in terms of like, can we go into things and play a game and have two vastly different experiences?
Right.
Right. And we've talked about that for a long time. It's like that would be a really cool
It'd be
thing
really
to do.
cool.
How did you get this to happen? It's
Yeah.
like, well, it happened like this, and I don't know if I can duplicate it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I could do it again. That guy had to be in the right place at the right time, and I just happened to be there, you know? Kind of thing. Yeah, no. I mean, it's gonna happen, man, you know, but like the thing about it is like, you know, okay, so I know so The Witcher 4 drops this fall.
It's this fall.
It's this fall, so I believe. And everybody's gonna go bananas over that. And then next year is GTA 6.
Oh yeah.
And so like your two big studios are basically on cooldowns for the next like 3 or 4 years after that. I can't imagine an open world like GTA style game 7 years from now not incorporating everything that we just talked about.
Oh yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no way it'll be like GTA
Yeah.
7, you know,
Yeah.
and it would be exactly, oh, it's isometric over the shoulder, you know, you follow this guy and this is what he sounds like and blah, blah. I don't think you're going to see that anymore because there's just the amount of possibilities out there to actually develop a game that is, you know, much more like what you and I talked about. It's like, well, I did all the main story and it's like, yeah, me too. And there's only one way to beat it. No, it'll be like, there's a million ways to beat this game. And we can't even tell you how many there are because they're generated. So yeah.
I mean the idea of this. What's weird is it sort of kind of. I think it sort of actually brings the mysticism back into games.
It does.
Right? Something that I haven't felt for a long time. Something where it was like, why would you buy a strategy guide for this game? Or like a walkthrough,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you know, in most of the times, it was because you were up against a developer and their train of thought. So you know, to
Right.
go into, and I'm not saying that there's no room for Monkey Island to turn the monkey into a wrench because that's the other thing, but there is a version of this where again, like we talked about in there's this part. There's like this Indiana Jones says it a million times. He says right idea, wrong tool. I'm like, why?
Yeah, why?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Says who?
Yeah.
Did you try?
Did you try? Yeah.
And there's this component of like, all right, can I try it?
Yeah.
Right? And it can simulate and it can see like would it do it? And there's a piece of this where you were always fighting against someone else's programming
Right.
in terms of like where is this guy? What was this person thinking when they did this?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Versus if it's there, I mean, and again, just to go to like in terms of like when GTA 7 comes out, that should actually be really quick. Why? Because their model is based off of like, okay, so here's a map of here.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to call it Los Santos. Okay.
Right.
But
It could be Liberty City.
it's exactly this. Okay. Here's a map of Miami. This is Vice City. Okay.
Right.
Look it over, make it legally distinct from this place, but still feel so close that people feel like they've been there.
Oh,
and the thing will say like, no problem. No problem.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do with this? It's
Yeah.
like, nothing at all. Hold that right there. Instead of like, God damn, man, like if you're talking about the the emptiest big world was Los Angeles in LA Noir,
Oh yeah.
right? Where it's like, wow, look at all these
It
buildings.
was the best setting though, man. But yeah, you could go in
Absolutely.
like 4 of them.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so there's a version of this thing where like, well, take a look at Los Angeles. Like, yeah, make it.
Yeah. Do it.
Okay. What do you want to do it like with these buildings? It's like, oh, okay. If a person walks up to it, start giving juice to generating something inside.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Right. Like, what do you want to generate? Any of these 10 things.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? Who lives here? The Jones.
Yeah. No. Here, pick from this list.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
once. Yeah, that'd be fascinating because you could have a situation where like I played the same game that you played, and the Smiths lived in that house when I played it, but then when you played it, the Joneses lived there.
Right. Yeah.
See, that'd be fucking sweet. So I just wanted to do a good detective game. I've only seen a couple of them over the years that I kind of liked. So, and LA Noire
Yeah.
was kind of one of them, but it was so not. I mean,
It was its own thing.
it was its own thing, but
It's not a detective game. It's LA
it's
Noir.
not. It's LA
It's
Noire.
just
It's
yeah.
different. Yeah.
Kind of want to say like I don't know how you say it.
Why did you kill her?
No. There's a it's like when you're trying to put like a special thing, like you want to put it into its brand, and you're like, do you want chips? It's like, no, I don't want chips. I want Pringles, right?
Right.
And it's sort of like,
Yeah.
no, I don't want a detective game. I want LA Noir.
I want
It's
LA
its
Noire.
own
Yeah,
thing,
it's its own thing,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
They spray them onto a mold.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's like, no, I don't want a sandwich. I want a McRib, right? It's like,
Molten meat.
yeah, exactly, man. It's and like we're not that far away from that in terms of especially in that doing that's all we want. Like it's the same shit. It's like it's all about heavy lifting. It's all about heavy math lifting. It's the same thing. We're like, robots can build those cars. We don't need you anymore, you jock. Like,
Right, yeah. Learn to code, bro.
right. It's like, okay. So, given that they actually don't have like a robot that's putting up fences,
Not yet.
okay. So, I'll be at your house 17 Thursdays from now. I'm going to put up 4 fence boards. I'm going to charge you $1,700.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, because now there aren't that many of me.
No, there aren't.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, man, contractors are a bitch to find right now.
That's what you said.
It's
It's like
terrible.
next fucking year.
It's terrible, dude. So, but I mean, good for them. They're finally making good money. So, like, I got a buddy over
Hell
at the
yeah.
yacht club. He lays tile for a living. He's busy as fuck. He is booked out for like 2 fucking years. And, I asked him a little while. He's like, you gonna get any help or anything? He's like, no, man. He's like, I mean, my phone's ringing off the hook. I'm,
Yeah.
able to upbid all these things that before I have to like fight with everybody in order to actually get like these things, like cost and material labor, to a place where it's worth my time. And he's like, now, like, I just, I give them a time, I give them a price, and 9 times out of 10 they say yes. And he says, And it hasn't. He's been doing it for 30 years, and he said never been like this, and so he loves it.
Uh-uh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he says he's finally getting paid what he felt that he was worth all those years. I was like, good for you, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now that being said, it's a segue into something a little bit different. So I did notice up at like the school up here, you have that house across the street that's for sale there, that's been on the market for like 6 months. Yeah. So I went and looked that motherfucker up the other day. They want almost $600,000 for that house, man. And this is what I'm telling you. There are a bunch of like I went and I looked up my neighbor's house. My neighbor wants like 530 for his house. I would be shocked if it was worth like anything over 470. So
Well, I know the median house in this city is right around 500.
yeah, it is.
So I mean, it's in the ballpark.
Not for my neighborhood, man. I mean, that's just way too much. So you can go out and get brand new build for that. So, not my neighborhood, but you can. So, and that's the thing is, and then like I was talking to some other people, who sold their house in a week a couple weeks ago, and they were like, "Yeah, we just priced it at what we figured it was worth, and but we had it for like 6, 7 years, and so we had some equity in it." But I can tell you right off the bat, I know what my neighbor's trying to do. So she's not upside down on the house, but she doesn't have enough where she's going to get enough out of it to put a down payment on a new house.
Right.
And so that's why she's got the price checked. That would be my guess. So kind of thing.
Right. We didn't conduct a full investigation.
No, I didn't conduct a full investigation, but I got tipped off to this the other day because Denver's housing market is fucking fucked. So it is tanking, and it is just like they have like 14,000 houses on the market. And that's because people were like, fuck this place. All right. The downtown's gone to shit. So, I mean, I've got 4 baseball games up there this year. I got plans for a fifth. But man, I park at the stadium, dude. I am not walking 3 blocks.
You don't have to anymore.
No, I don't have to anymore. I'm not gonna. So
Yeah,
because it is shady as fuck down there, man.
there were a couple of indicators that I hadn't been paying attention to, and one of them being commercial vacancy.
In Denver or here?
Denver is bad. Actually,
Yeah.
Colorado Springs, good.
Commercial vacancy? Yeah.
Yep.
We took a big beating in commercial properties during COVID. So
We did. Well, everyone did.
well, I
Yeah,
know, but
that's
we
like-
kind of recovered from that. So, you don't find as much vacant commercial property. And a lot of commercial property was tied up in a few very large chunks of square footage in places that sucked,
Right.
and they knocked them down.
Right. Right. But places here, like this is where there are places like talking about Denver, Portland. Their business district has a 35% vacancy
Holy
rate.
fuck.
Ours is like 7%.
Colorado Springs? Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
And so, I mean, that's where they're talking about where are people moving to and where they're moving from.
Yeah.
That's part of the migratory pattern, and that's Denver's problem. Denver had a lot of ways to solve their problems. They chose what they chose.
Well, I saw a great video on kind of how it worked out. So, and it all started about 2012, right after Amendment 64 got passed. And a whole shitload of tech bro entrepreneurs, stuff like that, went to Denver, jacked up everybody's housing prices, which, if you're an owner at that time, you fucking love, and then, but the city didn't expand. So they didn't,
Right.
yeah, they weren't building, they weren't replacing old inventory. So, and everybody was just happy, and then all of a sudden,
It'll be like this forever.
it'll be like this forever.
Right.
And then all of a
Right.
sudden you realize that, what comes with tech bros and high rent prices is fucking homelessness. And fentanyl
That's correct.
abuse and stuff,
And rarely do the tech bros in that industry come into there with a really socially conservative program that
Right,
says,
yeah.
like, if I see a homeless person on my street,
Yeah.
I want them incinerated immediately.
Or at least whipped in public or something. So, no.
So I want that man put to work.
I want that man
Now.
put to work now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I see trash over there.
it doesn't work that way.
No,
It's
it
like
doesn't
there's
work that way.
like fucking Singapore ass motherfuckers do not like move into those spots here.
No,
and say,
no.
So yeah, you get these places here like I'm understanding there are places in Texas. It's like you're either in Texas or you're in Austin.
Right.
And if you're in Austin,
That's different.
it looks like this.
Yeah, that doesn't look like the rest of Texas. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, I've heard that about Austin in particular. But the other thing is like
Everybody I'm talking to in San Francisco, it's the same thing. It's like, how are
Yeah,
things going? The answer is always fuck.
but they don't leave San Francisco. That's the thing, man. There's something magic about that city that people just like, it'll get better.
Well, okay, so here's the thing: is I watched somebody go from basically unemployed, okay, um, after like a venture fucked up, right, to being like the number two person, right, reconstructing a New York opera right
Yeah,
now.
right, yeah, yeah.
Okay, why? Because they live in San Francisco,
Yeah, the network.
and
Yeah,
because all of the Russians that are right there, they're reaching out to me too. It's like,
yeah,
can you help me localize this advertising for Americans? It's like, of
yeah.
course I can.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, send me what this is. Okay,
Send me
spend money
money.
here.
Yeah, send
Okay,
money here.
I will always have this. I will always charge you less, and I'm always going to give you more, right? Because that's just how my daddy raised me. That's right. Okay. Now, so that's the thing is they're all in that same spot where they're like, I ask them like, how much home do you want to own? It's like a lot. Like, how much do you want to spend? Not much. And I
What are
said,
you doing in San Francisco?
so I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, can I interest you in properties in Wyoming?
Right.
You can own a third of the state with what you're paying for this right now. It's like, is it fun to live there? No. Are there any other Russians? No, there's animals.
There's animals.
Right, that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So if you just want the house and the freedom and all this other stuff, like I'm telling you, there are dudes out there. It's like, why are they happy? Because they can go four wheeling on their own
Oh
property.
yeah.
They can fish in their own fucking stream.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of thing. Now, is that for me every day? No,
No.
because it fails the McDonald's index. So that's the
With
thing.
a flat zero. Yeah.
With it's like, so I got the Subway right.
Yeah, you might have a Subway 35 miles.
It's like, what's the McDonald's index? Cheyenne.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
I live closer to Utah.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So a lot of those places, they're there because that is where the crowd is. That is where the
Yeah.
business crowd is. But dude, fuck all that. Like,
Fuck that. Yeah, no way, man. I mean, that's why, like, I am starting to get the inklings, just the hint so far that we're actually coming up on some rough waters here.
you and
So,
me?
no, 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 no. I mean the economy. So I'm starting to get,
Why?
there's just a couple things that just don't like. I'm doing my arithmetic and I keep coming out and I'm like, no, there should be another zero here, kind of thing. So I'm missing it somewhere, and it might be the actual problem, because all right, so
I
if you
think you and I are sort of onto the same.
yeah, if you keep looking at certain indicators, like the stock market is at record highs, um, but line go up and then go down, and it hasn't gone down since COVID, and that one doesn't really count if you think about it. All right, COVID was just weird, so
Well, in others, this I don't know how to say it. Like we've had certain things ever since September 20 or September 11th,
yeah,
right? You and I have lived through what we're on like economic doomsday scenario number three
yeah,
now,
number three,
right?
yeah.
Because it was there, like especially those of us that knew people in the travel industry around 2001. They saw what happened there and everything that came.
Dude, I remember the stock market crashed in 1999. So
1999,
yeah, the tech
2008.
crash,
Yeah, yeah. The dot com
the
bubble,
dot
right?
com bubble.
Yes. And then
I lost a
2000.
lot of money on pets.com. So
Have they ever recovered?
no, it got
Okay.
melted down for parts.
Okay.
I didn't get it either.
All right. So
Yeah.
it's part of a battleship now. So yeah, and then 2008, 2009, and then
2008 and 2009 was probably the worst one I've ever seen. So, but
probably
I gotta tell you,
till
man,
now.
I don't know if it's going to be that bad, because it's stronger, and we don't know. We still don't know what tariffs are going to do because we're not actually doing that much of them yet. So, I mean, we kind of are, but we kind of aren't. So it's weird. It's Trump, whatever. So, but I'm just, I've been looking in the markets. I've been looking at my investments. I've been looking at my house price, and it's like, ooh, we've been on an upswing for a while, man. So I would say a pretty solid upswing since 2012,
Right,
13.
right.
And okay, so you get this little dip in COVID there. All right, which doesn't look like a little dip until you zoom it out a little bit, and you're like, ah, okay, that's not that bad, you know.
Right, because the line is still doing this.
Line is still doing this, and so I'm thinking that there's probably something in the market. There's a bubble out there somewhere that maybe we haven't identified, or there's just going to be some fundamental rearranging of the furniture coming up soon. And so I don't know, man. There's just something about it that makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up when I think about
Yeah,
it. Because wages are high, unemployment is really low, the labor market is really stiff right now. There's a lot of people who aren't leaving jobs. Okay, so
yeah, but at the same time, they can't afford houses.
well, okay, so young people can't afford
No.
houses. I don't know if that's actually the problem. So
Well, okay, so it's part of the problem.
it is part of the problem, but I think that like the fundamental problem is not necessarily like, a lack of, you know, so I don't think the problem is a wage problem. Let me put it that way.
Well, it's definitely part of it.
Well, I don't
So
think,
when they brought, okay, so I'll put this out here, and you can take it for what it's worth, right? Because it's not just a one for one thing. We know that,
right.
right? But basically, the the wage right now, okay, so comparatively with a home buyer in, I'm trying to remember, it was like 1965 or 1970,
Oh, man,
right?
way different.
Basically, the way they were saying right now is if it were equal to when those people bought their houses,
Yeah.
right, a person would have to be at minimum making minimum wage would be $66 an hour.
Yeah, no, that's not possible.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying here. So, when it comes into when you're talking about calculating the dark matter of the equation that we have
Mhm.
here, that's a component of it. And if there's that much of a gap versus what they're earning versus what they need to buy a home,
Right.
then actually, I mean, here's the thing, Patrick, is you've spent this before, is if this amount of money used to buy you a house,
Oh,
right? And it requires this amount, that means that there's not enough houses.
yeah, that's the crux of the issue for a lot
Right,
of people.
right.
It's like there's not enough houses, and see, like, and there's certain like quote unquote solutions that aren't solutions. So they talk about, depopulation, population, stagnation.
Stupid.
Dude, that's 30 years in the future. That's not going to help anybody who's trying to buy a house now.
No,
So then they talk about, oh, lower interest rates a quarter point. That's not going to fucking help anybody get a house right now.
right. It's like,
So,
we did it, guys.
oh yeah, it's fixed. Here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like, so there's a little bit of a difference between, that $66 minimum wage, in 1975 or 1972.
Exactly.
You would not trade today's economies for 1972's economy.
You might trade components of it,
Well, I don't think,
but
I think it comes as a package.
I think that's it. Yeah, that's part of it. You
So,
don't get one without the other.
yeah,
But
you're going to get, like, then you're going to roll back and, yeah, you're going to have 13% unemployment. You're going to have, 40, 50% union membership in all industries, You don't have that anymore, man, because, like, it's just, unions suck, but whatever. That's a different discussion. So, but like, there's just a thing that, like, I'm just getting an inclination of it that, so inflation has changed a lot of, like, where some of the furniture is. Okay, people spend more money on food right now. I think that's a good thing. Okay, so because that's money that stays in the United States, I think that's fine. All right, so by and large, people are spending a lot more on cars. I'm not so sure if that might be a car loan bubble out there, because I mean, I know guys over at the yacht club over there who drop 80 grand on a fucking truck without thinking. I'm like, they got truck payments that rival my fucking mortgage.
oh yeah,
And it's like, when did that happen? And so that one might be a little bit of it there too.
well, I knew dudes that were spending 80,000
Oh
back when I
yeah,
was on the rig, but
that
that
truck now is
was
like 120,000.
that's what I'm saying
Yeah.
is it had everything.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah. No, it had the leather stitched seats and all the shit.
Oh, it was like
Yeah,
monogrammed.
yeah,
Yeah,
monograms. Right. Since you pick out your own leathers and your own chrome.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and so that might be a part of it. But the other piece of it is like, okay, so you know, like, wage growth in certain areas has been really, really good. Okay, particularly in like not so much services and not so much white collar work, but a lot of blue collar work. Okay, so like my buddy the tile layer. Okay, so my wife the lawyer doesn't make any more money than she did 5 years ago, but my buddy the tile maker probably makes about triple. Okay, this is good.
Well,
Okay,
it's a question of what do we not have enough of, and what do we have
well,
enough of?
yeah, no, that's part of it. But the other thing is that change that has occurred since COVID hasn't been adjusted on the books yet. So there are a lot of people out there who, well, I've got two master's degrees in XYZ, I deserve Y amount of money. Those are the people who are bitching about things like housing in some respects, not the guy who's turning wrenches because he's got a mortgage.
No, no, no. See, that's the thing. The problem there is, yeah, because that's where a lot of people have that same issue is those people. Okay, so there is sort of a fundamental thing that we ran into here when it came to how do we run the strategies. So I can tell you about 5, 10 years, really like five, um, right around there, not around 1975, especially getting into 80, right?
Well,
Um,
that's the oil crash.
well, it's not just the oil crash, but the emphasis, and this was like a non-negotiable. It's like, okay, your job is to go to college.
Oh
College,
yeah,
college, 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 college,
college.
right?
Yeah.
Right. And you want to get into this, and this, and these are the fields, right? Now, those fields, a lot of those fields are the ones that are, it's like, well, these fields are like you doing math. It's
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah, we put the machine on it, right?
you're gonna make money.
Can you do something that the machine doesn't? It's like, no. Well, we all told you that computer science,
Oh
was going
yeah,
to be.
computer
I
science.
mean,
Yeah.
this is the thing, computer science, engineer, all this other stuff. Like,
Oh, engineering's in high demand.
I mean,
It's in fucking way high demand.
well,
So,
for certain things, right? But
yeah.
there's also a lot of like computer related fields, coding, things like this here, where a lot of those things are starting to fall off,
Yeah.
right? You could just look at like game studios right now. It's like
Oh, that's
70%,
irrelevant.
80%. Well, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of places shedding staff because they don't need this kind of stuff. Microsoft, Amazon, all these places like
Oh, yeah.
this, and yeah, there
Well,
was
they're
this.
expensive.
Yeah,
So
of course.
they're expensive.
Of course. That's why they have this like 25-year run of like college, 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 right? And so you do have a lot of people that are like, yes, I'm on my second master's, right?
Mhm.
Because I thought this would pay. It's like,
Yeah.
well, it doesn't.
No.
And I get that. That sucks because, yeah, you still have the financial responsibility that comes along with it.
Yeah.
But we do that. We do this stupid thing where we're like, okay, we're future proofing it. So we know, right? We know. And that's been the push. I get it. It may not be the right answer for everyone. And
It's not, and I think most people are recognizing that now. I mean, like trade schools don't have problems with enrollments anymore, like they did 10 years ago. You know,
what's the expansion of like college growth from like 1965 or
oh, it's
1970?
enormous.
Is
So
there like, can you say even to a factor of what?
probably 4 or 5 at least. So, I mean, you have to understand why that is, though. Okay, so colleges started really expanding in the 1950s and the 1960s because of two things. The first thing is the GI Bill. And then the second thing, of course, was the GI Bill, especially after Korea, was a really big fucking deal. And then the Higher Education Act, 1965, where they started, doing federal like lending,
Right.
and then all of that was designed to ingest this humongous generation of Americans, okay, into a system. So the system grew to basically serve everybody, and it did. And then it didn't shrink. Okay, so because they say, oh well, these guys are going to have kids too someday, and so that's all your millennials. And I'm telling you right now, we're on the ass end of that. Okay, so that's probably 10 years water under the bridge now at this point in time. So I mean, I still get a few students here that I qualify as millennial, whatever that fucking is, but the next generation is not that big, and so a lot of schools have really shrunk down in terms of like their offerings and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
not necessarily shrunk down in terms of staff, in terms of expense. They don't sell buildings and stuff like that.
Right. Right.
And so yeah, there's a little bit of a problem there, but um, like the whole like the student loan thing is a little bit of a red herring. Okay, so very few students nowadays are stupid enough to take out student loans. I mean, they do. They'll take out a few here and there, but they'll work on paying them off. The financial literacy that everybody goes through is way more in depth than it used to be.
Right.
So it's not just free money, so they can, pay off when I get that 6-figure job. and
Right,
that kind of
right.
thing. So I'm not too worried about that. I think a lot of kids nowadays too are so, man, school blows, dude. It's just not fun. So anymore, it really isn't. So when it comes time, it's like, hey kid, you want to join the army and go shoot things, or you want to go to college and do more math? It's like, I think I'm going to join the army and go shoot things. So
Or yeah, I mean that's the other thing is like, or if you have your other idea where it's like, you know what, actually I'm gonna stream or I'm gonna do something else or
I
something
think
that
it's
doesn't
something.
require
I'm
it's
having
like,
an
it's
open
fine,
Halloween
right,
plans. Yeah,
right.
sure.
Um, Something where it's like, yeah, this has a low barrier of entry, try it out, see where
Try
that
it out.
goes.
Yeah,
Um,
a lot of people do
and this is the other thing here is we do know that the sustainability when it comes to having a number of children is it's problematic. We know it's been problematic, right? And we know that there's a crash on this coming here, right? But
It's a slow moving iceberg, though,
well,
man. It moves real slow.
let me say this, right? Okay, so the greatest single advancement in workers' rights, right,
Okay.
comes from the bubonic plague.
Well, yeah,
Well, and I say this, right?
yeah.
So, okay, so,
I don't think workers are beat up right now.
well, no, it's not
I
about,
think they'd serve them as a really good,
no.
a good
Well, a lot of people,
comparison here.
for a lot of people, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that I know. There's a lot of folks that
People nowadays, in even an average job, work substantially less than they did 30 years ago, let alone 50 years ago, let alone 100 years ago. The amount of leisure time that people get in a given year now is record high.
it's
So,
based off of what the other people do,
yeah, no,
right?
I get that.
We can't
Yeah.
rate that against like a farm guy that did 18 hours, right? In
No, no, no.
1906.
This is aggregate.
But
This is an aggregate.
but what I'm saying here is, all right, so that championed a lot of things because there were just a lot less
Well,
workers,
yeah.
right?
Well, it also resulted in the guild system.
That's correct,
So,
right?
which was horrifying. So,
Yeah, but they kind of needed it.
kind of. So, but it was also a good way to squeeze everybody, all your neighbors. So,
Well, it's
because
sort of
eventually you're going to need some shoes, and the guy who makes shoes was like, well, eventually you're going to need some bread. The other guy's like, well, eventually you're going to need a coat.
there's a there's
So we just kind of rape each other over.
it's sort of a like a friendly form of organized crime. But
I'm sure nobody got their knees busted
I
in the
don't
guild
believe
system.
that.
Yeah. I don't believe
I don't believe that.
that. So, but no, I get your point, man. I just don't think that the major strain on the economy right now is not on the American worker. Okay, so maybe it is for like you know I would say like maybe the true middle class. Like maybe people making 50 to $80,000 kind of tough right now. Okay, especially if you're trying to buy a house, that's really difficult to do.
Yeah,
Okay, but that's not where most people are. Okay, and blue collar trades paid so well now that I mean, it's like, okay, well, I know, I get it that you got your 4-year degree and blah 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 whatever,
yeah.
and you really wanted to be a copy editor for the New York Times, whatever. And it's like, no, actually, you know what you want to go into? You want to go into ironworking.
Yeah.
People are like, no, I don't want to do that. It's like, okay, well, that's a different discussion now. Okay, so that you can't sit here and tell me that you're being oppressed by the marketplace in this place if you're not willing to go where the market tells you it needs people. So um,
But to be fair, I mean the reason that I'll cut them some slack on that is because a lot of this comes from getting into a future that they were promised that didn't deliver.
that's absolutely
Okay,
legit. So,
and so can I afford someone a little bit of disappointment with that and not wanting to change or trying to rekajigger their life around the skills that they have? Of course not. Of
yeah,
course
no,
not. I'm going to extend that latitude though. Nobody wants to do that. I don't like it. I don't like having to do that in the past, but it is what it is, right?
yeah, sure.
But I mean, that's the thing. That's also sort of an expectation on us, right? Instead of raising up the crid, there's a version of this where it's like, okay, I'm not telling you that life is easy street if you go here and do this,
No,
right? There's a part of this where you say like, it's a scramble, but you enjoy it,
Yeah, have a good time.
right?
Yeah.
But that is not what we teach people right now. That is not how parents raise most of
That's
their
not
kids.
how parents raise their
No,
kids. I mean,
no.
I try and do that. I definitely do that with my students. I tell them, it's like, all right, guys, yeah, a lot of you are probably looking at $85,000, $90,000 jobs when you get out, but you're going to have to hustle a little bit. Okay, and it's going to require. Well, I mean, we teach them the Pick Two system that you and I invented. There, it's a great system.
True.
You know, you got to have
Run
some.
by a lot of people now.
Yeah, and you got to have some. There has to be at least one point of articulation in your plans. So otherwise, if it doesn't work exactly what you wrote down on paper, then yeah, you're going to be mad. You're going to vote for Democrats or something. I don't know.
No, well, exactly. You're going to go to whoever, whatever version of that person makes you the promise of universal basic income is who you're going to vote for.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a guy I haven't thought about in a while, Andrew Yang.
You remember that thing you were talking about? Why your guy didn't want to stay living in Britain? It's because of
Oh,
shit like that.
guys like him, yeah.
It's because of shit like that.
Dude,
It's
Britain
'cause
is fucked. I was I was watching a couple. There's these British podcasters that I listen to from time to time, and I binged out a couple of their episodes the other day. They're the most like
you are like totally cucked out. You guys have
exactly.
it is pathetic. You guys all look like all of you guys look like your wives beat you relentlessly at night. And I'm not trying to pick on you or anything. It's just like, and I'm not trying to say like, oh, we haven't figured it all out here in America. But what I can say is the shit that they do to you
It's crazy.
and you take it versus like if they tried to pull that shit here,
I know.
like we would. Okay, this is the one thing that's just like I've been holding on to is like we we see protests, we see movements, we see things that happen after like BLM, we see things that happen, reactionary, ICE protests, stuff like this, right? Okay, got it. Now the question here is, what happens when the other side? Because you don't see those people out there protesting. They don't, right?
Mm.
Basically, the gun ownership of America, they're not out there protesting.
No.
But why? Because most of the things that are being trampled on that those guys hold dear, they know where to draw the line. We can't take it this far.
No. That leads to very bad places.
That's
So,
correct.
yeah.
There are people that have been sitting there saying, like, since they were born, like they were born to like some dude in a tri-corner hat. He's like, son, 1776 wasn't that long
Yeah.
ago. Okay, and
One of these days, we're gonna have to water the tree of liberty with somebody's blood.
whose blood? Democrat blood. And that's the
Democrats are just degenerate former redcoats.
disgusting, right? And I mean, that's the thing is you don't see these people doing this because they're not being infringed on that regard, right?
Well, and
You can't.
the other thing is like, and this one kind of blew me away the other day. They did like a happiness survey.
Yeah,
Have
yeah.
you seen those?
I've seen them.
Yeah.
What did you see?
Where like Republicans or Trump voters are like twice as happy on average, like
And on like 3 times less medication.
way less than things. Yeah, and it's just like. And I mean, they measure it in multiple dimensions. It's a really neat poll where they, like ask you about like, your friends, your family, your job, your home life, how happy are you with the things that you own?
Right.
It's just like across the board. They're just happier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like then you look at guys like Andrew Yang or like, oh, dude, the guy in New York is a trip, dude. I can't wait for him to start his fucking government Cub Foods. So
Can't believe people are like, we have so many historical precedents of this really working, guys.
it's working all this time. You're talking about the business. I mean, you might as well fucking open bars,
You're right.
I mean, you're talking about the most competitive, difficult, low margin business to get yourself involved in. And like, well, we won't need to actually pay rent for any buildings and utilities and stuff. I was like, yeah, you are. Do you own them right now? So it was just hilarious. He's doing these little PowerPoint with his AI background behind him.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is cute. So I was like, I hope you win. I hope you try this. So I want to document its failure.
This is again document. The question is, we've been through this before. I told you, it's like when you don't put food away, you get Nixons. And if you want, and this is the thing, How do you get Giuliani's? How do you get random stop and frisks?
Right, yeah.
You elect this guy.
You elect this guy, yeah. And everybody and their dog, like who wants an open air drug market and free food will move to fucking New York City.
That's correct.
So there's a lot of roads that go there. You know?
That's correct.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct. I mean, because you go to the older people who are like, let me tell you about Mayor Dinkins. Let me tell you
Yeah,
about
yeah.
this is what I'm talking about. It's like, let me tell you about what these fucking idiots did and how it got so bad that there was like a 12-year like Republican run,
Right, yeah, yeah.
right?
Well, and see, that's the thing is we hadn't talked about him just quite yet. And so last week I thought he was going to chill the fuck out, and he doubled down. Man, he went hard the other direction. I was like, okay, all right. So it was like,
True to your word.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
no, that's fine.
yeah. So yeah, dude.
I respect it.
I mean, sure, man.
do.
I mean, have at it. But like, it's just one of these things where that like it's crazy, And I mean, the fact that there are people who are so pissed off at Donald Trump that they would actually elect somebody like that.
Right,
It's like,
right.
okay, so I mean, it's just sunk cost fallacy over and over and over
Oh,
again.
100%.
Yeah, and it's just it's starting to get to the point where I'm actually feeling bad for some of these people. So it's like, all right, come on, dude, just fucking shut the fuck up, rip the band-aid off, and look forward to whatever's next. Stop relitigating shit over the last 15 years now at this point in time. Because it's not getting you guys anywhere, you know. I mean, the dude's just on a tear right now, which is another reason why I think the economy might be. I'm not going to say it's doomed, but I think that his next two years are going to be a little bit more difficult than his first one. So just because there's something about like just hitting aces all the time.
I know.
Eventually you're like no
Right.
no
Right. It's me.
no.
I know.
And you
'Cause
played
there's-
enough video poker where you know when you're getting nervous, man.
But the thing about video poker is, and you and I both know this,
Right.
is you always play one hand too many. You always
Always.
play one hand too many. You could be up $200. You'll be even.
Exactly, man.
Because no man looks at this is again like it goes to the college system, it goes to all this stuff where it's like, all right, if I've won 15 times in a row, statistically, it's just another 1 and 0.
But it's
right?
not when you string 9 of them together, man. So
Theoretically, the very next one I should just be 1 and 0 again, right?
you think
Is it?
no?
It just
There's
doesn't
not
work
how
out
the law
that
of
way.
probability works at all,
It's,
man. So
and you're like, well, okay, after I go in, because yeah, if I've won 200, why am I not going to win 400?
right,
Right?
right.
And you'll be at 0 super fast. I
Yeah.
can tell you in specific bucks, like
Right. Yeah, exactly.
how many times like I've gotten that route, right?
Yeah.
And that's sort of this year where yeah, you see this string of wins. You're like, everything everything is supposed to have a fallout. Where's the equal and opposite reaction? Where you see this like, well, we've doing this trade stuff here, and people again, you go back to this year. If you go back to the articles, right, there was so much like, I can't believe you do this. You do this. You are signing.
Yeah.
You are signing the death certificate of
the
this
United
country,
States, yeah.
right? So it happens, and people are like, where is it?
Well, and then they turn around and they post like a fucking surplus, in the federal budget for the first time since 2001, and it was like that blew me
What
away.
an asshole!
It was like, really? I was like, you pulled in that much from tariffs in one fucking quarter.
One quarter.
That was like, you got to be kidding me, man. Why wouldn't we do this years ago? Now, again, I think that the problem with the economy is that some of the furniture still needs to be moved. So,
I agree.
and tariffs are going to do that, depending on how hard he goes into it. I'm curious if, like, he does do this thing where, so we get 15% now. And the next time he comes and talks to you, he's like, well, you've been cool to us, so the 10% now. It's like, well, wait a minute. They were assholes
What about
before.
him?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What about that guy over there? You know,
We're not talking about him. We're talking
we're
to you.
talking to you. Yeah, exactly.
Don't look at him. Look
Yeah,
at me.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you worry about your own fucking homework, kid. Keep your eyes on your paper.
Well, and this is the other thing is that you and I both know that economic stuff like this will also have political knock-on effects
It
later
always
on,
does.
right?
It always does.
And we don't know what those things are
No.
yet, right?
No, I mean, but they always do. They always come in pairs. So, where like then you have a reaction and that party gets swept out or whatever, or somebody shows up and turns out to be the hero, whatever. So, I mean, there's like five different plot lines there that you can just plug and play. So, but again, it's been a long time, man. So, and I'm starting to get a little bit like, ooh, you know,
Well, it's like well, because I know what you're saying. Like somebody is going to take it in the shorts.
ain't gonna be
I
me.
don't want it to be me.
I don't want it to be me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know which one of you is going to get it.
One of you is going to get it.
Somebody has to
Yeah.
get it. Right?
I mean, this
Yeah.
music will not play forever.
It
So,
won't. And you're sitting there like, is this going to be like 100,000 teachers fired? Is it going to be who is it
I
that's going
don't
to
know.
lose?
Yeah, who's
You
going
know,
to
this one here.
get it on this
Nobody
one?
else.
Nobody knows.
Nobody else. Or the other thing is, if somebody else gets it, they may get it, but it may not be here.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the thing is, it may be the. I'm serious. The Chinese may get fucked out of this.
It might.
Okay, I've been seeing lots and lots of things about how that quarter that you talked about and the reactions already to it. There's not a person in that country that is not trying to wheel and deal their way into a different industry or get out,
Or get out.
right? And you can't have those kind of ramifications without some kind of political change, right? That same.
I don't know, man. I mean, that's pretty solid. So, I
I
mean, when they
agree.
have all the guns, it's a little bit harder.
Agreed.
So,
No, I totally understand
yeah.
that. I mean, in the same token, I guarantee you that under different circumstances here, that Russia would probably look a lot different too. But they have
Dude, Russia should be like the third or fourth richest nation on the fucking planet. It's just run by fucking gangsters.
fucking idiots.
Yeah, well, they're not idiots. I mean, they know exactly how to suck something dry.
Well,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's sort of that is the Middle Eastern look at our golden path to success, but we've never successfully sold a car, right?
Right.
That thing where it's like, okay, look at the hand we've been dealt. Russia the same way. Why do they want Ukraine? It's because they have more stuff, right? They have things. They do. I mean, it's like, but
know, but
you have stuff.
you have lots of stuff.
You have lots of stuff. Do you need their stuff? Well, you can make the argument it's like, would be really helpful if we had access to this water right here. I'm like, you know what? Cool. Got it. Sit down with them. Work something out.
Yeah,
Right?
you can sign a lease. Yeah,
That's
right,
correct.
yeah.
That's correct.
They had one.
You,
They
right?
had one.
That
So,
kind of stuff here. It's like, yeah, I get it. But that's where the whole short-sighted, I can squeeze this or I have to look long-term. We can make way more money if we do this.
Right.
But that means that you can't have all the money.
Well, see, and that it doesn't work. And so, like, the more that I've thought about it, the more I think my initial assessment on that whole thing was correct. The dude just, I mean, he's got more money. There are really credible estimates that he is actually
The
way
wealthiest man,
richer
of course.
than fucking Elon Musk. So even Elon Musk said that. He's like, that guy's got fucking money. So, you know, so, but then, like, okay, so you're the world's richest man. You command a nuclear arsenal that's second in the world.
Right.
You have a shiny new army. You're going to go sieve on some ass and put this bitch into despotism so you can declare war.
That fucking Cassius Belly
And that's
was as fraudulent as they come.
totally fraudulent. But
Yeah.
I just think that's what he did. He was like, hey, I'm 70 years old. Let's roll. So, I only get to be in command for so long. And so I want to be a wartime leader. I want to be the next. I don't think he's not a communist, really. So,
Well,
he's an authoritarian, but, like he knows that he's not like Stalin was ideologically driven,
right.
which is why he killed so many fucking people,
Right.
which makes him stupid scary. Putin hasn't killed that many people. Okay. But
He's killed way more people than your average American politician.
yeah. So,
I mean, their rookie numbers in Russia But
Rookie knows.
those are those
That's a steep hill to climb.
those are Hall of Fame numbers here, Pat.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, you got two guys in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. There you go. So, one of them has his own wing.
Right.
Yeah. Now Trump was talking a tough game on him today. We'll see what he does. I don't think he's. It's going to go on and on. So somebody's going to bleed out. We'll see who it is.
All I can do.
Someone's going to
Yeah.
bleed out, man.
Yep. All right. Bleed out. There we
Bleed
go.
out. There we go. All right. I'm Pat.
I'm Jeffrey.
Hitting the button.
Bye bye.
Bye.